And Ops 2, this is LC on countdown 1, step 394. Your go to start engine evacuation.
LC Ops 2, evac started.
Now what you're hearing is some of the calls from Northrop Grumman flight controllers tracking some of the milestones before we get to that final launch at 3:46 p.m. Central Time today. Some exciting scientific investigations going to the International Space Station here in just about 10 minutes away from launch. Everything tracking from the Northrop Grumman side to be an on-time launch today. One of the investigations going up is a robot called Astro B. This is NASA's next generation of free-flying robots aboard the station. They're self-contained, cube-shaped robots and are designed to help scientists and engineers develop and test technologies for use in microgravity to assist astronauts with routine chores and give ground controllers additional eyes and ears on the space station. Now, these robots, powered by fans and vision-based navigation, perform crew monitoring, sampling, logistics management, and accommodate up to 3 investigations. They can be operated automatically or from the ground. Another investigation are manufacturing fiber optic cables in microgravity. This is called space fibers. This investigation will evaluate a method for producing fiber optic cable from a blend of zirconium, barium, lithium, sodium, and aluminum. This is called Z-blan in space. Z-blan produces glass 100 times more transparent than silica-based glass, exceptional for fiber optics. Microgravity suppresses 2 mechanisms that commonly degrade fiber, and previous studies showed improved properties in fiber drawn in microgravity compared to that fabricated on the ground. The Z-blan fiber is a unique candidate for improved imaging, remote sensing, and next-generation optical communications on Earth due to its low loss and higher bandwidth.
Enabled, voltage nominal, and commands are clear. Copy, Elect 1, check 397 and 398.
The bioanalyzer is another experiment from the Canadian Space Agency. This is an instrument that serves as a platform for scientific experiments where astronauts can easily test different body fluids such as blood, saliva, and urine and get returned key biomedical analyses within a few hours. Scientists will be able to use the bioanalyzer's data to accelerate science experiments. In the future, this type of device could help to keep a closer eye on astronauts' health. Another experiment is this image of David St. Jacques, and astronauts show accelerated arterial stiffening during their time in space. These are thicker artery walls and signs associated with the development of insulin resistance after spending 6 months in space. And these dramatic changes in the carotid artery aging was unrecognized until recently. So the vascular aging investigation, this investigation you're seeing here, will include critical onboard investigations to test the relationship among a crew member's metabolism, aging arteries, and aging bones. The results of this study could have great importance for assessing a newly identified risk for astronaut cardiovascular health, potentially pointing to mechanisms to reduce risk. And these are, again, just a few of the more than 3,400 pounds of science currently loaded on board Northrop Grumman's CRS-11 Cygnus vehicle, now under 7 minutes from launch.
VZX is closed and OCCS is in automatic control mode.
And a copy, Prop 1.
LC, VTSO activation verified.
Roger that. Check 402. Ops 2, 403. Initialize ground ordnance power supplies.
LC, Ops 2, ground ordnance power supplies initialized.
LC, Elect 1, ground ordnance power supplies nominal.
Copy, Elect 1.
LC Site Control, Aft Bay ECS transfer to GN2 is confirmed.
Copy that, Site Control. We'll check 405 complete.
So Gary, you can see right now that the top half of the first stage is really very cold with that cryogenic liquid oxygen. The Antares logo that you would normally see running down the side there is completely obscured by ice, and we've got the sort of evaporative process happening on the liquid oxygen boiling off of its relief valves and vent valves there.
Coming up on T-minus 5 minutes. And Ops 2, your go for step 406, initiate engine priming.
Priming started.
Ops 1, you go to transfer avionics to internal power.
LC Ops 1, avionics internal power on, standby 5.
You hear those calls, the vehicle will switch to internal power. Before about 3 minutes, 30 seconds prior to launch, we'll initiate auto sequence handoff for terminal countdown.
Open FTS umbiloop and verify green indication.
LC Ops 1, FTS umbiloop open and green.
Copy that, Ops 1.
LC Elect 2, FTLU, and FTS receiver indications are nominal.
Copy Elect 2, we'll check 410. Ops 1, step 411, you go to send all arm command.
LC Ops 1, all arm command sent.
LC Elect 1, SNAs, ODMs, all armed.
Copy Elect 1. NASA TD, report range status.
Range is green.
Copy, range is green.
LC MES1, priming verified, MES1.
Copy, priming verified, check 414. And launch team phase 3 dynamic limits will be active at T-minus 3 minutes.
Command into flight mode.
Three minutes before launch, we're now in the terminal
Auto
count
sequence
until
startup.
launch on time,
Copy, auto
3:46
sequence.
p.m. Central Time.
ODM bus voltages and currents are nominal.
Roger that, Elect 1. Nav, step 420, verify ready for nav mode.
LC nav, orb nav ready for nav mode.
Ops 2, step 421, switch to nav.
Orb nav to navigate.
LC nav, orb nav telemetry verified.
Copy that, nav. We'll check 422 complete. And T-minus 2 minutes on my mark. Mark.
Now under 2 minutes for launch, everything's still looking good during this automatic countdown.
T-minus 30, T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds on my mark. Mark. And T-minus 1 minute on my mark. Mark.
Now under a minute to launch, in just about 10 seconds, the intakes will be pressurized. Everything's still on track for a liftoff on time.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have engine ignition.
And we have liftoff of the Antares NG-11 mission to the ISS. Engines at full power. Attitude is nominal. Core pressurization looks good. Power systems look good. Stable operation, full power, both engines. Core pressures look solid. Attitude is nominal. TVC is nominal. Power systems look good. Engines remain at full thrust, operating nominally.
Everything looking good during this first stage burn. It burns for 3 minutes, 35 seconds.
Throttling back to 55% power. Attitude remains nominal. Nominal operation at 55% power. Throttling back up to full power. Engines are back to full power. TPC remains nominal. Attitude nominal. This lasts T plus 60 seconds. Altitude passes 25,000 feet. Pass through transonic. Attitude is nominal. Engines continue to operate at full power.
Everything looking good. About 10 more seconds of this first stage burn.
With nominal attitude. Pass through 40,000 feet altitude. Engines remain nominal at full power. Fuel pressurization is nominal. VNG3 is on. Altitude past 60,000 feet. Engines remain nominal. Attitude and power systems all look good. Coming up on T plus 2 minutes. Engines continue to operate nominally at 100% power. TVC steering, power systems,
2 minutes into the flight, 1 minute 30 seconds until this main engine cut off.
Passing through 100,000 feet. Power systems remain nominal. Attitude is good. Engines continue to operate at full power. Engines remain nominal. Power systems are good. Attitude is nominal. Core pressures look nominal. Approximately 1 minute till main engine cutoff. Engine power is nominal. Attitude is nominal. Avionics power is good. We're starting our slow throttle ramp for G limiting. 200,000 feet altitude as we approach T plus 3 minutes. Attitude remains nominal. 10,000 feet per second. Engines have throttled back to 55.
About 30 more seconds of this burn. Main engine will cut off. Stage 1 will separate, and the vehicle will coast for just a bit before fairing separation.
Engine operation at 55% power is nominal. TVC slew for main engine cutoff has started. Attitude remains nominal. Engine operation continues to be nominal. Altitude 300,000 feet. And we have main engine cutoff. Attitude remains nominal post-shutdown. Stage 1 separation. ACS performance is nominal. Stage 2 ignition will be in approximately 30 seconds.
Again, this is a coast period.
Antares is now coasting in preparation for Stage 2 ignition. Stage 1 delta V was 17,348 feet per second. Altitude is 130 kilometers. Interstage SEP. Attitude remains nominal. TVC batteries initiated. And we have Stage 2 ignition. Attitude remains nominal. The Castor 30 XL motor will burn for approximately 2.5 minutes. Attitude is nominal. Motor pressure is nominal at approximately 100 psi. Power systems look good. Stage 2 TVC is nominal. And attitude remains nominal.
Everything looking good. The fairing has been separating. Cygnus is now revealed, and the inner stage at the back of the vehicle is separated before stage 2 ignition.
Attitude remains nominal. Avionics power systems and temperatures all look good.
Again, this is solid rocket fuel. The entire thing will burn out over the course of 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Everything looking good so far.
Altitude is 170 kilometers. Power systems look good. Velocity is now 5 kilometers per second. Castor 30 burn continues. Motor pressure is 775 psi. Attitude remains nominal. All systems look good at this point. Avionics power looks nominal. Attitude is nominal. Just minor activity from the stage 2 attitude control system during the motor burn. TVC is nominal. Power is good. Motor pressure is now approximately 685 psi. Velocity 6 kilometers per second. Attitude is nominal. Altitude is 200 kilometers. Stage 2 TVC looks good. Power is nominal. Motor pressure just entering its slow tail off, now dropping below 500 psi. TVC remains nominal. Power is good. 7 kilometers per second velocity. Attitude is nominal. Altitude is 205 kilometers. And we have stage 2 motor burnout. We'll now coast for approximately 2 minutes prior to Cygnus spacecraft separation.
Second engine has burned out. The Cygnus vehicle traveling at just under 17,000 miles per hour.
Attitude is nominal. All systems look good. Second stage attitude control system is starting to reorient the vehicle for payload separation. Attitude remains nominal.
Loss of signal on motor cone and stage 1.
All systems look good. We're just standing by for Cygnus spacecraft separation. Attitude remains nominal. Again, all systems look green at this point. Avionics, power systems, attitude all look nominal as we come up on mission time T plus 490 seconds. Vehicle is now oriented for spacecraft separation. Attitude is nominal.
Yeah, Gary, it looks like our telemetry is a little unusual here. I think we're showing a bit of a stale vehicle graphic here. At this point, we've got the stage 2, the Castor 30 XL, with the Cygnus payload still attached, coasting and ready for deployment. So imagine that instead of what we're showing here.
20 seconds. Attitude is good. Power systems look good.
Sounds good. And just about 9 minutes after liftoff, we should be expecting Cygnus separation.
All systems nominal at this point. Attitude and power continue to look good. And we have Cygnus spacecraft separation. Antares is reorienting for the collision and contamination avoidance maneuver. Insertion orbit looks nominal. Antares mission is complete. Initial results all look nominal, and we're signing off from the LCC.
Launch Control reporting a good ascent of the Cygnus vehicle on top of the Antares rocket, carrying it on its 9-minute journey into an orbital insertion. 7,600 pounds of cargo inside will make its way to the International Space Station over the next day and a half, ready to rendezvous with the station Friday at 4:30 a.m. Central Time.
Loss of signal on the avionics link.
A series of a few milestones before we get to that point. There'll be a series of a few burns over the next about 2 hours before we begin solar array deploy. These are the two Ultraflex solar arrays that are on the back of the Cygnus vehicle. Join us for our live coverage of that event at 6 p.m. Central Time tonight.
Go ahead, LC. Yeah, let's go ahead into our post-launch checklist here. Step 40.
Northrop Grumman flight controllers you see here at the Mission Control Center in Dulles will be monitoring the vehicle over the next day and a half, overseeing all the milestones throughout its journey to the International Space Station. A good ascent of the Cygnus cargo vehicle and 7,600 pounds into orbit. Again, we'll be back on in just about 2 hours. 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, for our coverage of the solar array deploy.
Ops 1.
Yeah, 4:30.
We'll conclude coverage and then come back for a capture on Friday, April 19th, scheduled for 4:30 a.m. Central Time. Again, Ann McLean aboard the International Space Station will be the prime robotics operator to grab that vehicle using the station's robotic arm, David St. Jacques backing her up, and Nick Hague monitoring telemetry.
Verify indicator extinguished.
A good ascent of Cygnus into orbit over a 9-minute journey. Again, we'll be back in the next 2 hours. This is Mission Control Houston.